I was walking down the road, trying to loosen my load. I've got 7 women on my mind. They've got tools and wrenches, and they don't do nothing, and nobody remembers them. Take it easy. Hi everybody, and welcome to a video I thought was going to be much later down the line for me, but I somehow got into playing through Super Mario 3D World a lot sooner than I originally expected, and I have a lot of things and feelings to discuss, so let's just do it. First off, I just want to remind myself and you about my recent experiences with Super Mario 3D Land, which I did a small review of. Long story short, I didn't really enjoy it, and I have a lot of disdain for it personally. Mainly because it is lackluster and the enjoyment factor for me did not have a lot to truly engage me, and the biggest grievance I had was to unlock everything. You needed to play through all 16 worlds as Luigi on top of Mario, a level of repetition I have not experienced recently to that level. In that review, I also stated 3D World suffered from similar issues, but how badly does it suffer from those issues? What other problems does it have? Is it fun? And more importantly, is it good? The answer is yes. I actually did enjoy my time with 3D World, and does a lot more in entertaining me than 3D Land ever did, which is easier to understand in the jump between 3DS and having it on a handheld, and having it on the Wii U as its exclusive. So let's talk about some of the things it does well, in terms of its improvements over 3D Land. 3D World is certainly an improvement on 3D Land, and takes the good bits and design ideas from 3D Land and refines them for 3D World with a greater variety of levels in terms of feel, look, and things to do in order to get through them, like Plessy. Anybody remember this rubber looking dude? Kinda? No? Anybody? Look at that, look at it, it's so cute. I make an undue criticism there, but honestly, 3D World is incredibly pretty, which stands out marvelously in the carnival theme carried throughout the game, even if Bowser is not really the greatest ringmaster. Jack of all trades, master of none, I guess, but the aesthetic carries through very strongly. Now, of course, 3D World looks pretty, that's very easy to say, but it also feels really good to play, most of the time. With not only Mario and Luigi available to play as, but also Peach, Blue Toad, and Rosalina once you finish the level Super Galaxy in the bonus Star World. Now for me, the cast of characters you get to play as presents a mixed bag for me. I have positive things and negative things to say about them, one of the negative things being keeping your speed and momentum of running consistent, because it can be very easy to lose. But we're still in positive territory, so I'll just say that character selection offers a good, subtle way of presenting small difficulty tweaks to completing levels. While there is nothing cool to say about Mario, he's the baseline character for the controls, pretty much, everyone else offers something different to the game. Luigi jumps higher, Peach being slower, but having her ability to float, which also stacks with the Tanuki Tail power-up, Toad's speed but shorter jump, and Rosalina's spin giving her a boost to her jump while sharing a similar speed to Peach, all make traversing levels a little bit different. Some jumps and obstacles are easier for different characters, and that realization while completing the game was something I admired. And while vanilla controls are all well and good, the introduction of new power-ups are welcome as well to help you get through the game. The Cat Bell and Cherry provide additional changes to how you can go through levels. The Cherry is only available in specific levels, but I liked it for how it supplied additional goals in the levels that they were used in. For example, reaching a certain point of the level with a certain amount of clones or characters, depending on if it's multiplayer for you, you get a collectible for it. The possibility for a 4-player game, though, with several cherries in play, is outstanding to view, let alone play, and try to keep all of your clones alive. But it's the bell that really leads to more conversation in terms of the power-up category. The bell and corresponding catsuit are a focal point of the game, which allow for the player to climb walls in order to possibly reach higher areas in a level. But at the same time, that very ability changes the entire structure of how a majority of the levels are designed. If I were a developer, which I'm not, I would not want players to be able to scale a wall and skip a chunk of my level, pretty much skipping all the hard work that I did, which leads to many levels sharing similar designs and layouts, featuring a wall generally that is so large that the top of it cannot be seen. And at the same time, that player is always going to be seeing if they can scale every single wall that is available to them, because there could be something, anything, on the top of it, which got me into this thought process of feeling a bit of paranoia that a collectible is hidden higher in elevation in a level, and that you need a bell to specifically get it. And I came to this realization. 3D World, and also 3D Land to a lesser degree, tested a lot of features that would eventually find its way to Super Mario Odyssey. My area of knowledge personally with Odyssey is mainly from analysis videos and other people playing Odyssey, not from my own personal experience because I have not played the game. But a lot of different videos have gone over how Odyssey presents its collectibles, and that Odyssey implants this sense of paranoia that one of the over 800 moons in the game could be hidden in the most mundane places, such as throwing Cappy on a sign, or ground pounding a small hill or out-of-place patch of dirt. And as I was playing through 3D World, I noticed that it also had this occurrence. Very few, but they were there. I think only 2 green stars directly involve having to ground pound certain areas, one for an actual star, and the other one being for an invincibility star to help you get another one. Plenty of other instances are sprinkled throughout the game, but only give out coins in the additional power-up. But there are a lot of collectibles to find for only 2 of them to be hidden behind this feeling of paranoia for subtle hints in the land you walk across. 3D World has an extensive list of collectibles, including 380 stars, necessary for unlocking specific levels, including the final fight with Bowser, 85 stamps in total, getting the golden flagpole on each level by reaching the top of the end flagpole, as well as playing through each level, including bosses, as each character, which involves having each character at least touching the end flagpole to participate in the course clear screen. If you were playing the game solo, that technically means that you have to play through the game 5 times, or a minimum of twice with one full 4-player team for all of the levels. If you're wanting to get every stamp, you need to complete the character clear list, and by the end of it all, you will have a lovely list of world progress pages with paw prints on each of them. But the topic of collecting these stamps is much different than what it was back when 3D World was originally released, which brings me to the question I asked myself before even writing this script for this video. Why would I make a review analysis video of Super Mario 3D World now? Who cares, really? Everyone's moved on, and have already played Odyssey, and are waiting for the next Mario game to just come around the corner on the Switch. 3D World is in a position where it has a different feeling when you're playing it now versus when it came out in 2013. That has to do with the shutdown of Miiverse, primarily, which removed a lot of features for many games between the Wii U and the 3DS. The stamps in 3D World were a collectible you were able to use in your post to share to Miiverse, and also could be showcased at the end of levels, but now their only purpose is to unlock the final world, including Champion's Road. Other people have stated their own feelings behind the shutdown of Miiverse, including how messy and weird a lot of it became. But I also appreciate the amount of heart that Miiverse provided to many games, including 3D Worlds, Mario Maker, Splatoon, Smash Brothers, having a whole Miiverse stage, which I believe is just empty now, which is Come to think of it, is quite a shame now you think about it. But what is also a shame for me to say to really wrap up this review portion of the video is that if you have not played Super Mario 3D World, chances are you probably won't. Even though it is such a solid, pretty, and enjoyable game with a wealth of entertainment attached to it. And it doesn't really matter if I recommend it or not, I don't think, because I find that the conversation always turns around to, well, it's on the Wii U, and nobody has the Wii U. And while it's kind of true, because the Wii U didn't really sell all that well, that kind of statement has always gone around in my head, and I've also been thinking the question, what is so wrong with the Wii U, and why does it get the treatment that it gets? I don't recall another console getting the same level of dismissal, of being thrown away for the Switch to just kind of come in and save Nintendo, which it kind of did, but in the same way that the Wii U just does not garner attention anymore. I'm kind of having to think about what last console kind of had that similar area of dismissal. Maybe like when Sega made consoles. I want to say it's like the Sega Saturn, maybe? But I'm not sure. But with what has happened to the Wii U in recent years, it's something worth mentioning. As I've already mentioned, the Wii U is a little bit of a ghost town with Miiverse gone. Even turning on the system leads to standard Nintendo messages instead of Miiverse posts on the main menu, and as a result, the Wii U has lost a lot of its specialness. The Switch has improved on a lot of the Wii U's ideas, which is great, but I find something a little startling to me as I was looking into the longevity of the Wii U after the Switch came out. There's barely any, at least not in Japan. I've never experienced that amount of abandonment for a console before, where other regions have been continuing to support the Wii U through digital offerings mainly. I look back on previous generations of consoles, especially PlayStation consoles, and see how far they go. Some fantastic games came out on the PS2 in 2008, like Persona 4 and Yakuza 2, 2 years after the PS3 came out. And PS3 owners were able to experience Persona 5 in 2017, long after the PS4 came out. But Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild is one of the last of the bigger games the Wii U is receiving, with games held in less regard, just kind of like keeping it going, like The Girl and the Robot, which is also available on PS4, and also Shovel Knight King of Cards being one of the few other notable examples. There is a list of some games coming out in 2018, so possibly you can check it out, find something else yourself. I've put a link in the video description if you're wanting a very short list. It's a little sad though. Oh, and I guess Just Dance also came out for the Wii U, but then again, it also came out for the Wii. Because, you know, every system gets Just Dance, whether it likes it or not. Like, you get Just Dance, and you get Just Dance, and you get Just Dance! Everybody gets Just Dance! But it's not like the Wii U was suffering for good games. It has a lot to offer. Not a lot compared to other systems, but it does. But the Switch is fighting with that point because a lot of the Wii U's library, especially exclusives, are being or have been brought over to the Switch already. Like Bayonetta 2, Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze, Captain Toad, Hyrule Warriors, and a bunch of others are getting new life. And I don't have a problem with that too much. Getting your game to more people is exactly what you should be doing, but it's hard for me to not see the Wii U as a sinking ship as a result. And everyone getting on the lifeboats also. I can't see everything being brought over from the Wii U because some games did use the gamepad's functionality to the best that they could, like The Wonderful 101, another Platinum Games title, or Wii Party U, the good Mario Party game. The Wii U's second screen possibilities are also something I really admire a lot. And there are certainly a bunch of other games for great games for the Wii U, like the HD Zeldas, Wind Waker, Twilight Princess. Paper Mario Color Splash is on there, Pikmin 3, Devil's Third if you can find it for some stupid fun. And my personal favorites, Tokyo Mirage Sessions, and as well as Xenoblade Chronicles X, the game I will never escape, because I am nowhere near the end. I don't see that game ever ending for me. But the other thing about some games being offered on both the Wii U and the Switch is price difference, which has been mentioned by other people who promote getting a Wii U. I ran into a scenario personally where the Switch version of Breath of the Wild was still $80 Canadian, but with a discount on used Wii U games, I could get the Wii U version for as little as $35 Canadian. And that is impressive if you are strapped for cash or you're budget conscious with your money. I got Bayonetta 2 personally for $35 on my Wii U, compared to buying it again on the Switch at full price. Because why do I need to buy it again at more than double the price, you know? That kind of scenario, of course, is only for the people who have not experienced Bayonetta 2 already, but if you're looking for budget consciousness and you have a Wii U and you haven't bought the game yet, there's always that option of just going for the Wii U version. But it is not only the exclusives that the Wii U has going on for itself. When the console generation started around, 2012, because the Wii U launched earlier than everything else, the Wii U was the only console to be backwards compatible, which to me is a very super important feature for consoles to have. It is actually why I like that a lot of the Wii U games are getting new life on the Switch, because I think the entire principle of preservation of older games is very important. The Wii U has the ability for everybody to still play their Wii library and even have access to the Wii menu. Therefore, the Wii Shop and WiiWare and the specific virtual console on there. Even though at this time that I'm making this video, you can't add Wii points onto your account anymore, and it's shutting down in 2019, I still want to make this point for the sake of preservation and that point. It is a great selling feature out of the gate, which Microsoft has jumped in recent years, demonstrating that you can make your console backwards compatible after the fact, where you can now play Xbox 360 games and now some original Xbox games on your Xbox One. Which is bizarrely astounding to be able to just put in a physical copy of Morrowind into your Xbox One and have it work. I personally love that. Kudos to Microsoft. I honestly don't have anything to say about Sony because they completely dropped the ball many years ago. And on top of that, the Wii U has access to an extensive virtual library outside of the Wii Shop, so it kind of has multiple shops on top of each other, which is why they're getting rid of them as they go, including digital Wii games, though, specifically on their own eShop, which is still great to see. So if there was any sort of Wii games or Game Boy Advance or multiple systems really that you kind of missed out on, your Wii U is able to play them. So even though the Wii U has been receiving a rather rough aftermath of its time in the spotlight, if you have one, there is plenty you can still enjoy on it, and at this time, only on it. And I still get a lot of use out of it personally. So be nice to the Wii U. I don't know what it ever did to you, except love you. Hi there, thanks for making it to the end of the video. Welcome! What are your feelings about 3D World if you've played it? And the Wii U in general? Do you have one? Do you use it? Maybe let me know. In case you did not know, most of the footage I used in this video was recorded actually off of my Twitch. I do stream live sparingly sometimes, and want to get into recording footage for future videos using this method. Sometimes I can't and just record regularly, but I try my best. So if you can, follow my Twitch and turn on notifications to know when I go live. If you don't want notifications all the time, I completely understand that. So you can either follow me on Twitter or my Facebook, where I try to post when I go live. or when a video gets uploaded, or other news that's happening. I'm looking forward to making more videos like this in the future, like the one I did on Assassin's Creed 1 a little while ago. I played that, and if you're interested in how I feel about a bunch of other games, I did a whole playlist of the games I played in 2017. Thanks for watching. Take care, everyone.